Taylor Swift is coming to MetLife Stadium to watch Travis Kelce for a second straight week. If you have a Swiftie in the household, this video is for them. Let's introduce them to the NFL.
You are Locked On NFL, your daily NFL podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Locked On NFL. And shout out to all of the Swifties. And if you have a Swiftie in your house, grab them, like I said, because it's time to get acquainted with the football life now that Travis Kelce is at least hanging out with Taylor Swift. I'm James Rapien, joined by Bronson, and the Swifties out there. Let's get them acquainted to the NFL, Allie.
Yeah, there's so much passion and so much excitement that goes into every NFL game. So this video is not teaching people about X's and O's. We want to give Taylor Swift fans the bridge to every football game. We want them up and cheering and involved in all of the excitement. And so we're going to do that. We're going to teach you about the big moments of every game so that you're not just sitting there wondering what's happening. You're enjoying the game like so many of us do every Sunday. So we want to kind of start with some terms that you need to know, right? So what is the line of scrimmage?
The line of scrimmage that's where the offense starts with the ball. And then when they get tackled, that's where the line of scrimmage is set, whether it's Travis Kelce for a 15-yard gain or there's a sack, that's the line of scrimmage.
And that is where Jason Kelce, Travis's brother, places the ball as the center for the Philadelphia Eagles. The next thing is an exciting one. What's a sack?
It's when you get after the quarterback. This is what Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce, neither of them want to see ever as members of the offense. The defense obviously trying to prevent the offense from moving downfield. You sack the quarterback, you tackle him behind the line of scrimmage. Guess what? That line of scrimmage moves back to where you sack them.
Now, one that we love for Travis Kelce, first down.
For sure. And you get his little Taylor-esque dances sometimes when he gets a first down. If the first down, every set of downs, it's 1st and 10. And if you're able to get those 10 yards within 4 downs, most of the time 3, but a lot of teams do go for it on 4th down, then you get a new set of downs.
I think that's important to distinguish is that not always do we use 4 downs to get a first down, because a lot of times when you watch these intro to football videos, they're like, you get 4 downs to get 10 yards. But that's not really true, because half of the field, you're really only going to use 3 downs to get that first down, or you're going to punt it away, right?
Exactly. And that's the thing, especially in this new age NFL, we do see coaches push the envelope and go for it on 4th down more often. But a lot of times, let's say you get 3 yards on your first couple of plays, well, you're not going to go for it on 4th down if you're really close to your goal line. So that's something that you'll see a decent amount probably on Sunday from Zach Wilson's Jets.
Yeah, I always think of when it's about 4th and 2 and you see the quarterback staying on the field. This is your bridge moment. This is when everyone's getting up, they're pacing. This is a very intense moment in the game. This is your, cruel summer bridge. We're getting up, we're walking, we're about to be excited, or we're about to sit down in silence, or maybe throw a couple of things. What about a completion? It's a word that you hear a ton.
Easy. It was when Patrick Mahomes found Travis Kelce for the touchdown, and he completes a lot of passes. And I'm probably going to take 10 shots at Zach Wilson because he might not complete many balls on Sunday, but Patrick Mahomes certainly will.
Yeah, I think you'll definitely hear it a lot more when the Chiefs are on the field. Another thing that gets football fans riled up, good or bad, is penalties. So we should go over a couple of those. Our all-time favorite, roughing the passer.
If you hit the quarterback after he throws it too excessive, maybe it's a helmet to helmet, or he's thrown the ball and it's a half second late, that's roughing the passer. So it's essentially taking it a step too far and hitting him later than you should.
And of course, the most famous quarterback in a Swifty era, Tom Brady. We always used to joke that even if you sneezed on him, he would get a roughing the passer call. And so a lot of times when it's going against your defense, that is a moment where the football fan in your house is not going to be happy. One that we see a ton would be holding.
For sure. And there are plenty of ways to hold. So Travis Kelce running a route, trying to get open, an opposing defensive back can grab him, hold his jersey, grab him, like you mentioned, Ali. But offensive linemen can also hold. And that's part of it, where they're trying to block defensive linemen, protect their quarterback. And if they're getting beat, they may grab the jersey, they may hold on and draw a penalty there. So there's a few different types of holding, and usually you see it on defensive backs or offensive linemen.
And then one that always just irritates every football fan when their team is on offense: false start.
You move too soon, and that could certainly happen. MetLife Stadium, if Jets fans come out and they are cheering like crazy and they distract Patrick Mahomes or that offensive front, you could certainly see a false start when it's trouble, when they have trouble communicating on the road. That's usually when you see offenses, one of the players moves just a tad early and it's a 5-yard penalty.
And of course, there is one time where we all kind of laugh at the false start, and that is when the official says false start, everybody but the center. Because it is just funny when everybody goes a little bit early. And so that is the only case where you will probably see a fan laugh at the false start penalty. And I will say that if you are a Swiftie and you are going to MetLife Stadium, the time to be quiet is when the Chiefs are on the field. You will not, that's going to be a hard distinction from when, they were playing at home, because you're going to be in the Jets stadium. It's going to be their atmosphere. They're going to be screaming and yelling when the Chiefs offense is on the field to try to distract them. That's not your time to yell. Yell when those Jets are on offense. Try to get them to false start.
Assuming that you are cheering for Travis Kelce and the Chiefs. And I assume most Swifties are, but you never know. I have
seen a couple people who are not happy with this pairing. And this could not be more entertaining for me to watch. I absolutely love it. I think Travis is such a cool guy and a nice guy.
He's a Bearcat. So, I went to the University of Cincinnati as well. So I'm biased. I like Travis as well, but I agree. There have been some Swifties that might be in Jets gear and yet still hoping to catch a peek at Taylor on Sunday.
One that comes up occasionally in a game, taunting.
It's when you're a little excessive in your celebration. Maybe you're talking a little bit too much trash. And I do think that this is an interesting dynamic, because if I'm playing against Travis Kelce, do you talk more trash now that he's hanging out with Taylor Swift? Does this open up a whole can of worms that you're not expecting? So we could see some taunting, I think, on Sunday night. And maybe it's the other way. Maybe he's just living on top of the world and is going to flaunt it and taunt a little bit himself. So we'll see.
I can't imagine what the talk is going to be like between the DBs and Travis Kelce. I can't even imagine. They have to be preparing for this all week. What are we going to say to Travis? Because this is just unprecedented.
I would go with, and he said it on his pod as well, I would use a getaway car line. Like, the getaway car isn't saving you tonight, Travis. I'm coming.
No.
And that's what I would do. That's why I'm also not on the field, though. So.
Yeah, and of course, Travis can then just, point up to the box wherever Taylor's watching the game and be like, well, she's here for me. So I want to go over some of the biggest moments, some of the biggest, celebrations in a game. Mm-hmm. The obvious one, and the first one to start with, I'm going to go with a touchdown.
Yeah, you get across the goal line, and obviously it's a 100-yard football field. You're getting the ball on one side of the field. You take it all the way down. You score a touchdown. It's worth 6 points. There's an extra point afterwards that's worth 1 point, and so it could be worth up to 7. There is the option to go for 2, in which case that saga could be worth 8 points. So if you're down by 8 at any point, you could catch up and tie the game, which we've seen plenty of, but traditionally it's 6 points plus the extra point to equal 7. And I do have a feeling that the Chiefs are going to score plenty of touchdowns. Can you tell which way I think this game is going to go? I think the Chiefs are going to score plenty of touchdowns on Sunday.
We touched on touchdowns there, and you talked about field goals as well. But there's a really big moment in the game when the game is on the line and the field goal kicker comes out. Explain kind of how that works.
Yeah, we see this in the league every single week where if you're the Chiefs, you have Harrison Butker come out. Obviously, the most famous kicker I would say in the NFL is Justin Tucker, probably the best kicker we've ever seen. But you're relying on him to make a field goal. It's worth 3 points. Some of these kickers can kick it from 50 plus yards, like a Tucker, like a Butker. And it's pretty amazing to see. And you could play for 59 minutes and in 52 seconds, and then it come down to a kick. So field goals are very, very important.
Very, very important. Yeah, we always love to blame the kicker when anything goes wrong.
Oh, for sure.
Let's talk about defense in big moments a little bit. Let's talk about a goal line stand and a third down sack of the quarterback when it's late in the game and everything's on the line.
You would love this if you're a team that desperately needs to get off the field. A sack, it's pretty simple. You usually end that drive for the offense, and especially on the goal line, it is outside of a turnover, an interception, or a forced fumble. It is the most valuable thing you can do because you back that opponent up and you prevent them from scoring a touchdown on the goal line. And we see it every single week. Offenses that get all the way down really close to scoring a touchdown, but a defense steps up, gets the stop, and a lot of times it is a quarterback sack and prevents the team from scoring a touchdown.
And then probably one of the most exciting moments when your offense is on the field and you're in a 2-minute drill. And what's different about an offense when we're in a 2-minute drill versus just normal any part of the quarter of a game?
Fast paced. It's fast paced. Usually it's no huddle for most quarterbacks. Certainly Patrick Mahomes would go no huddle. And I would say even Zach Wilson would be able to run the no huddle for the Jets on Sunday. But basically it's quick play. The quarterback's yelling it out to his teammates and they move. They run to the line of scrimmage, and it's a really fun step because it puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and the defense has to adjust on the fly as well. So those are some of the most exciting moments in the game is when you're seeing a 2-minute drill. And you don't just see this at the end of the game. You see it at the end of the first half as well. Less than 2 minutes to go. Most teams are trying to quickly drive down field to at least get a field goal.
That's kind of it for our Football for Swifties video. But the storyline has just been so fun to watch. Covering sports can sometimes be a downer with all the things that happen in the sports world. And so this has just been so cool to watch. And I'm just so kind of thrilled to sit on the sidelines and watch these two lovebirds write a love song together. What about you?
I love it. I love it for a bunch of reasons. Obviously, from the NFL aspect of it, I think, and the reason we did this video, it's introducing, as big as the NFL is, not everyone is into the NFL. And Taylor Swift is arguably the biggest celebrity on the planet. And so it's exposing so many people that don't necessarily pay attention to football, to Travis Kelce, a kid from Ohio that, like I said, went to the University of Cincinnati. And so I think from that aspect, it's really, really cool. And then on the other side, I think there are plenty of football fans, not me, but plenty of football fans that weren't necessarily Swifties. Me, everyone knows me. I love Taylor Swift's music. And so it's cool to see both sides of it reach more people that they weren't able to reach before. And shout out to all the Swifties out there. If you're looking for more NFL coverage, we certainly have you covered here on Locked On NFL, wherever you get your podcasts. So for Ali Bronson, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching.